How the World is Connected 101. Now, this is going to blow your mind if you actually follow what I'm putting down. Now, if I speak too fast, just go back and re-watch it. Watch it slow. If you catch on to stuff really quick, I noticed that I talk slow, so go ahead and put it double speed on my video. But I'm scrolling through on Google, and I see this random story. Cowboys breaking. Ooh. Dallas re-signing Dak Prescott's wide receiver favorite, Dennis Houston. So apparently, because Dak Prescott really likes this guy, they think it's breaking news that they're re-signing this wide receiver. Well, what was going through their heads when he sucked so bad that they got rid of him? And anybody else could have picked him up. He couldn't be that good. You don't get better whenever you're not playing. So I know he just got cut from the practice squad or something. He did good in preseason, but they said, see ya, sayonara. Well, I see this, and I actually do think it's big. Most people just overlook these stories. Now, I'm going to show you how this is connected to the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. And it's connected to this Monday night's game against the Giants. Watch and see. So the first thing I do is I look up this guy. I look up his name, and I see that his birthday is on 4/24. And he wears the number 17. And so far his NFL stats are 2 receptions, 16 yards, receiving touchdowns, 0. So he's got nothing that it's really accomplished. But I do see that 216 number, which is 666. As you can see here, 2 receptions, 16 yards. We know Kobe Bryant died on 126. I think that this is the number of completion, really. The number of man. 6 times 6 times 6. 6 carbons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 not electrons. But I'm thinking that the 666 number might just be related to man. So somebody else has said the Monster energy drink in another language is actually can be translated to human. So that whole 666 thing might be the number of man. Maybe we are the beast. I'm always open-minded to everything. So I go and I look up this guy. I look up today's date because that's when the news came out, 9/23, to the Super Bowl, and I see 4 months and 20 days. I also see 142 days. And this guy's birthday is on 4/24. So there is a pattern there with that number 24. Also, he was born in 1999, and this day the news came out leaves 99 days left into the year. Kind of like 1999. So there's a connection there. Also, only I know this, the Cowboys versus the Broncos are 4-2 all time head to head at the Cowboys home field. So when I look up his birthday, 4/24, 1999, and I go with the date numerology to the day this news came out, it's exactly 281 months. Now, that number immediately popped in my head only because I've got a computer brain and I remember a lot of stuff. And I know, very crazy, that it's exactly 281 days from the Giants-Cowboys last game to this Monday night. I had already looked that up like a week ago. So as you can see here, their last game, 12/19, 2021. Currently, you see their record right now. You see that 71? I'm going to show you that in a second. So 12/19 to this Monday is exactly 281 days. 281 is the 60th prime. Also, you see that 1823 right there? Just remember that because 1823 is the 281st prime. But remember that 60 and that 1823. So a quick recap. This Dennis Houston guy, he is 281 months old to this news. And it's a distance of 281 days from Giants and Cowboys' last game to this Monday night game. His birthday is 4/24, and we just saw those 24s and 142s and 4 months and 20 days to this news. Or actually, from this date to the Super Bowl, basically referencing the time span of this guy and his numbers to the Super Bowl, connecting a pattern. He is number 17, and currently the Cowboys are on 71 wins head-to-head all time versus the Giants. He's got 2 receptions for 16 yards, and their last game score was 21-6. 216, just like his numbers. 6 times 6 times 6. If I add in the date, it's also from his birthday. It is, or from that last game, is 40 weeks and 2 days. That same 4/2/24. And that game is being played on 9/26, kind of like 9/8. And if you look down below, 9/8, 9 months, 8 days is a span. As you can see, 9 months, 8 days from that game to this game. These games are not picked by random. So I showed you how 281, which was the span between how old he was, 281 months, and then their last game, 281 days head-to-head versus the Giants, is the 60th prime, and this guy's name equals 60 in full reduction and 60 in Chaldean. And also, if you look at this, 6, 6, 6. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. And I just showed you both of those 216s. He's got 2 receptions for 16 yards. And their last score between the Giants and the Cowboys was 21-6. On a side note, there's the Iraqi dinar number that we like, 174. And tomorrow is the 177th day on the calendar, on the 13-month calendar. So Dennis Houston, being born on 4/24/1999, his birthday is actually 152 days to this news. And he was born with a day leaving 251 days left in the year. And we know the queen that just died on the 251st day of the year on 9/8. Just like that 9/8 I just showed you. Everything is connected. And also the queen died on the 251st day of the year, leaving 114 days left in the year. He's got the numbers of the queen, just exact opposite. And if I actually go from today's date to the Super Bowl, and I include the end date, the queen's birthday is April 21st, 4/21. And the queen died at 96, right? That was Judgment, 99. And with the day, this guy's birthday, last birthday, 4/24/923, to today's date when the news come out, 21 weeks, 6 days, just like the score of the Super Bowl, or the Giants versus the Cowboys, 21-6. Right in our faces. There's so many connections, it's hard for me to even show you because the patterns are everywhere. So I showed you how the Cowboys have 71 wins versus the Giants. And this guy's birthday, to today's date when the news came out, is 7 months and 1 day. So the Cowboys are looking for their 72nd win, including the date. Maybe they get their 72nd win. I do know the Giants are looking for their 27th home win. But it looks like that 214, it might look good for the Cowboys, getting that 72nd win all time versus the Giants. But do you see how that date, the last game that they played head-to-head, 12-19, kind of looks like 2-1-6, and the score ended 216, and I just showed you all those 216 connections with Houston. His name equals 60 and 66, which 6 times 6 is 216. And from his birthday to the news that it came out, 21 weeks and six days, exactly like their last score. And here, his next birthday is 7 months and 1 day away. And the Dallas Cowboys are on 71 wins, looking for their 72nd. So let me show you what the home game, or actually, Cowboys would be away on this game. So this is where I show you. Currently, the Cowboys can either get the 33rd win away, or the Giants could be looking for their 27th. But do you notice this? 216 again. 261 126 216. However you want to put it. It is a crazy world we live in. I just showed you as well that 421, the Queen's birthday, and look how many points the Giants are on at home all time versus the Cowboys. 4, 2, 1, 1,204. And I just showed you the span between today's news and the Super Bowl is 4 months and 21 days. Just because I know y'all have short attention deficit disorder, I'm going to show you today's date to the Super Bowl, 421. It's everywhere. The Queen's birthday, 421. I've been seeing this number a long time before the Queen's death. And let's just call this the Queen's pie, okay? So 421, just like we have pi is 3.14, and you got phi. Actually, phi, what's that? 1.62, which is the numbers that we've been seeing. And here, I'm going to call this, we've got the Kobe. Oh, here's another one. Remember that 1823? See, that just popped in my head. 281, the 281st prime is 1823. You see, the last time the Cowboys lost versus the Giants was on 1/3/2021. So from that game, when they lost, to Monday, when they played the Giants on Monday Night Football, 1823, the 281st prime. 281, 1823. Making it easier for you here. 1823, 281st prime. How many days away is the last game they played where the Cowboys won to Monday? 281 days. How old is Dennis Houston from his birth to this news? 281 months. Do you see how everything is connected? You take a simple story like this right here, and you get all that. Now, a lot of times I'll see this, and I'll just look up one thing. And once I see it, I already know what I'm going to see if I go down the rabbit hole. And I don't even go down it anymore. It's too much work. I see all the connections, and once I see the connections one time, I don't need to keep doing stories every single day on that. So what I do is I wait for the universe to try to send me something that I can connect the dots to something else. Okay? Now, I'm sure if I keep going right now, I can start connecting this to the Arachnanar. But I'm kind of burnt out on that. I spent a lot of energy on that date. So now I'm just trying to see what the heck happens. Now, I've noticed a lot of 114. Okay? The Queen died on a day leaving 114 days left in the year. She died on the 251st day of the year. And now this Dennis Houston guy's birthday, who's connected to Dallas and is connected to the Monday Night Football game and is connected to the Super Bowl, is born on a day leaving 251 days left in the year, and on the 114th day of the year. I can go to my 13-month calendar, and I can look up 1014, which is October 14th, and that is 8/1 on the 13-month calendar, but it's the 197th day, our number. So if something doesn't pop off in September, That's the next date that I'm going to be looking at. Also, something to point out for all you Iraqi dinar crazy maniacs. If you go, there was a news story that came out on October 29th, 2014 that said the Iraq dinar will revalue in 5 years. All right, it's been postponed for 5 years. Well, it's kind of crazy because on 10/29, the World Series starts. The World Series starts on that day this year, 10/29. And that's a 212th day on the 13-month calendar, and our Super Bowl is on 2/12, which means that those are some significant numbers. And also, you see that 10/29? I just now showed you how the Dallas Cowboys and the Giants last game was on 12/19. All right? You still got that 1, 2, and a lot of times those ones are like this, 1, 2, 9. Still the same numbers. But I think I just gave y'all enough information to probably make your mind wobble a little bit. Go back through this really slow. Watch it a couple times. And if it doesn't mind boggle you the first time, if your brain doesn't function really quick, go through it again and you're going to see the connections. And you got to realize it. Like, I try not to spend a whole bunch of time. I could have laid this out and been like a perfect flow, but it would take a long time. I did all this basically within like 2 minutes before I started this video. I did a very small research. I saw it. I started going down the rabbit hole and figured, all right, I just started doing this on the fly with you. So there you go. Run and tell that homeboy. Don't be a dumb dog. Be a dirty dog.